bring the J collection to you, many of the pieces he brings to you are inspired by his travels. Somehow, I seem to come up with these ideas on, wouldn't it be cool if you went here and did this, and then he goes and does it without me.
But I send pictures and I try to FaceTime, but it's so hard to get good service out there.
So I had said to Scott one time, you know, it would be neat, instead of doing all of these international trips, why not go to Alaska, where you can be inspired by the glaciers, the wildlife, the people, the native cultures. And so he did. And what he brought back is this most magnificent collection, this piece here, inspired by the glaciers of Alaska. And this is J361482. It weighs over 21 grams. It is our hammered glacier enhancer. You know what I want to do, Judy? I'd love to hold this to the side here so that you can really see the profile of what this piece is all about. Because here, look at what you,
there's
look
your
at that.
glacier.
And then, but when you're looking at it straight on, it's this cool hammered texture, very couture, and you see the highs and lows of those glaciers. So tell us everything.
So as you said, and then look.
Look at the back.
There's your harbor seals, you have your gulls, you have the glaciers in the background along the waterway. So as Jill had said, I had the good fortune to travel up through Alaska, and which is known as the last great frontier here in the States. And on day one, I decided to have a liquid adventure. So we took about a 2-hour trek to go up to the base of Bear Glacier. And then from there, we got in a little boat that was able to go in about 6 to 8 inches of water. It took me to the edge there. From there, we got in our kayaks.
Oh my gosh.
And then I had the opportunity for close to 8 hours to kayak up to the glaciers. I got to watch the carving where the glaciers break off and go into it. I got to, as we're going along, to experience all the amazing wildlife. So from the harbor seals to the otters, as I was getting on the first part of the trip, to the gulls. And then while I was there, I traveled with a local guide. And then he taught me so much about the glaciers. So are you aware? You're super smart, so I know you are. But what I learned was, did you know the glaciers during the time came all the way down past Lake Michigan, and that's where Lake Michigan was a glacier?
Wow.
So where I was the Harding ice field that completely rescinded over the centuries. And what it left were these bodies of water. If you ever go through the mountains, those are always carved out from glaciers melting and breaking away.
Amazing.
So for me, did you know the reason why glaciers shine back at you the color blue?
No.
Because it's so dense, it's the only color that can come through the spectrum on it.
Wow, that's cool.
So as I was there, fell in love. I'll share a couple of the images to take you on the trip with me.
I love this. Isn't it so cool? Like, I just love jewelry and pieces. It's what I've loved about working here for so long. When we find these stories, right? Every item that has a story, it just is so magical. And look what inspiration can create.
Oh, I'm gonna go this way. I apologize. As we go through.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, there's your one day only. Coming. Oh, come on.
So there's the kayaking as we started off to go through the glaciers.
The seals.
See the seals that you see on the back? Well, that's as though I took you with me. You have to wear a complete dry suit because, of course, it is freezing.
Is anybody surprised that Scott used to be a model? I mean, look at these pictures. Come on. Jeez.
And then
GQ's
kayaking
calling.
throughout.
Look at that.
So I wanted to, this is in the 6 years that we've been bringing these pieces to you, and all my years at the Couture brand, this is probably one of the most creative, one of the most unique designs we've been able to create here. So we've physically recreated a glacier. Did you know 90% of the glacier is actually below the water?
Yeah.
So for me, it's almost like a symbolism. What we see on the surface of all of us, there's a deeper story there. There's a trueness to it.
I want you to see this on Adrian, because look how great it is if you do that 8 or that 36 inch or the 72 inch and you double it or triple it up. I mean, look at the presence. For those of you who say, I love all these stories of the J collection, but I'm not really into the figurals. This is a piece, I mean, this on a leather cord, this is so special and so unique. It has such a cool story. If you've ever been to Alaska, you went on an Alaskan cruise, like what kinds of souvenirs are you buying? A magnet that says I went to Alaska? Buy this piece as a remembrance, right? Of that wonderful journey. This is unique and special. These are capsule collections, and when they're gone, they're gone.
You know the Mosleys, Erin Mosley. So she was on cruise ships, her and her husband, and she used to do the Alaska tour as part of her route.
Yeah.
And she says, oh my goodness, Scott, this took me right back to all of those cruises going through Alaska.
Scott also designed some beautiful stud earrings.